Okay, take two. I'm walking my dog and the neighbor has a cat and did not want Molly walking with me, which is understandable. So we'll try this again. Like I said the first time, this is all very new to me as far as this whole YouTube thingamajigger goes, but I feel like the experiences that Tony and I are having should be shared, as we've made such a beneficial decision in our lives. Very happy, healthy, stress-free people right now. So we thought we would share at least what we experienced, what others may experience as well. As I was saying, a little background on myself and Miss Tony. I was out of a bad relationship prior, about 5 years of it. Really, really messy deal. It always is, especially when there's children involved. Anyway, I was staying with my parents and working, saving up money, trying to get back on my feet, and decided that I would try out an internet dating site. I was living way out in the woods with no human contact other than my parents, and God love them, God bless them. I love them both, but we all need friends and things like that. So I signed up for Plenty of Fish, and shortly after, actually, I met Tony, and we talked for quite a bit, and called each other on a telephone, all those things that happen when you're being introduced to somebody. So eventually we decided that we would like to meet in person. We met up, everything clicked. We have so many things in common and so many things that are completely opposite, which in my opinion makes a very, very healthy relationship at any level in your life. So shortly after that, I started spending some weekends with her, and I'd work during the week and spend a weekend with her, and we did that for quite a while, and then eventually decided to move in together, and so I moved in with her, and I started working on weekends. And we did this for about, I guess we were together a couple months maybe, and we both were interested in travel and things of that nature, and we both had thought about buying an RV or a van or something like that and traveling for a few years. And she had never had the opportunity as she was raising a family, and I obviously didn't have the opportunity as I was raising a family and had just gone through a really, really nasty divorce, no money, no nothing. So we started talking about it. I'm gonna say, maybe the beginning of 2016 is my guess. Tony will probably correct me on that. Anyway, we started planning, looking at vans, purchasing small items, camp stove, dishes, things like that along the way. And eventually I'll do kind of a checklist. We wrote everything down that we felt we would need, and have a pretty exhaustive checklist of things that you might want to take on the road with you. We looked and looked and looked and looked. We had to wait for her son first to graduate high school and get on his feet after school and everything like that. So we did that. Couldn't find a van. Eventually we were on Craigslist, and we found Bertha in St. Louis, Missouri, from a reseller for the city of St. Louis. We went up to St. Louis, which is where my parents reside, thankfully. Went and looked at the bus, immediately knew that it was the one for us. We made a cash offer, and he accepted. And on top of that, he wanted to purchase the seats from the bus, as they can use them in other buses, as well as the handicapped lift that was blocking our back door, which is what we use for our main entrance now. So they did all that, and they actually paid us $300 for the seats in the lift. So we got that done, and we went back the next morning, picked Bertha up, drove her home, and I believe that was February the 23rd. And we started refurbishing Bertha February the 23rd as soon as we got her home. I was busting my ass trying to build a bus, something I've never done before. purchasing different things that I didn't really ever think I would need, but I did. Tools, things like that. It was a very, very stressful, very, very busy time, but we both, pushed through. And Tony was working full time, saving up money. I was doing my thing, saving up money, and it was a lot of work. Is all I can say. I bet I was spending 25 to 30 hours a week, plus earning my income through the rest of the week. So it was a lot of work, and Tony was working 40 hours a week, and she was helping with the bus when she could, with getting rested and getting all of her objects from her house that obviously we had way too much stuff, had to find homes for that, sell some stuff, things of that nature. So it was a lot of work. And thankfully I was on a website that is run by Bob Wells, cheaprvliving.com. It's a haven and a beautiful, wonderful website for any vehicle dwellers, from a Prius to a fully refurbished school bus or something of that nature. Every variety of vehicle dweller you could possibly imagine is there. I learned a lot about solar. Once again, more checklists, things to look for, just everything you could possibly think about. Cooking, cleaning, how to use the bathroom is huge, and I'll talk about that. How to keep clean, hygiene, how to deal with police, how to deal with people. People look at you differently, treat you differently, all these things. And you just the one of the main things, at least for me, is to educate people, I guess. Let them know that we're not just some fucking homeless, scrabby ass people that we have nowhere to go or anything like that. We have plenty of places to go. We choose to live minimalistically and enjoy the world rather than an office. So, anyway, I was on the website, and there's a gentleman on the website. I will not mention his name unless I get permission for that. But he was a savior and full of knowledge and wisdom for the vans as well as life. Love the guy to death. He was a huge help with us putting the bus together. But the point is, I met the gentleman on cheaprvliving.com and have met a variety of amazing people through this website. So check it out, cheaprvliving.com. So we did all that, built the bus. I've got pictures and stuff. I'll probably post those. April 5th was the last day that we were in a stick and brick house, and we moved into the bus on April the 5th and began our adventures. For the first, I guess it was about couple days, maybe a week or so. We did camp out at Walmart. I did ask permission. I did make sure it was all right. The security guard had seen me giving some of the homeless folks out by the stoplight. It's not a major intersection. I was giving out sandwiches to the people I thought were actually truly hungry. There's always scammers and stuff, but I'm pretty good at weeding those people out. Anyway, we went to go do laundry and take our dog for a walk one day. We came back, Bertha was gone. Everything we own, everything we worked for, gone. Walmart had went ahead and towed our bus to the tune of $250. So we were trying to figure out how we were going to pay for this $250. We were able to come up with the money. We were able to get Bertha out of the impound, and thankfully our dog was not in the bus. I don't know what that would have entailed, but eventually, after all was said and done, I called corporate Walmart and blah blah blah. They got a hold of the manager, and the manager refunded the $250 in cash. It was impressive. He was a great guy. Connolly Walmart. Whoa. Connolly Walmart in Columbia, Missouri. Good guy. So that's that. We then went to a state park called Three Creeks in Columbia, Missouri. and we resided in the parking lot at Three Creeks for about 2 weeks, I guess, and had a wonderful time. Great hiking, beautiful spring wildflowers, just an awesome place to be. Eventually, one morning we woke up and I saw a pickup truck flying down the gravel road towards us very aggressively, pulled in, and it was a park ranger. Apparently they had changed the rules at this particular park and you were not allowed to camp there any longer. So after a lot of rigmarole, because I am a convicted felon, I grew some marijuana once upon a time many moons ago. Bad boy, don't do it. So he had to talk to me on the side, scared the shit out of Tony. She didn't know what was going on. I knew exactly what was going on because I don't do anything criminal anymore, so I was guessing he wanted to search me. He didn't even want to search me. He wrote the ticket out to me and yada yada yada. So that was our first experience with the police. He was very polite but assertive. He was a big gentleman, and he had couple of different firearms and stuff like that. It was intimidating. Haven't had to really deal too much with the police since I was a younger man, and I'm quite a bit calmer and stuff now, so it was a little intimidating. But we got out of there and we kind of roamed around for a little bit. We did Cracker Barrel and Walmart and a couple different places, and then we found one of our friends allowed us to stay in her driveway, actually, which saved our butt. God bless Nina. She's an amazing woman. I consider her family. We stayed there for a while. Tony continued to work. I worked for a little while at McDonald's. I'm not cut out for work at McDonald's, and that showed within a month of me working there. I don't deal well with people being rude to me. So the manager was a very rude young lady and didn't have, well, anyway, it doesn't matter, but I left, and so we finally got all of our stuff ready to go and ready to head to Colorado, which was our first stop. So we left Columbia, Missouri on April the 5th, and from Columbia we went east. Yeah, we went east to St. Louis to go see my parents and my sister, and we stayed there for a few days. That was excellent. Grants Farm is cool. It was really hot, so we didn't get to do a whole lot, but it was fun. Got to hang out with my sister, go to a wine bar, things like that. And then we went to Sedalia, and I saw some people that I know there. Had a wonderful time there as well. And from Sedalia, we headed straight across Missouri, straight across Kansas, on our way to Colorado. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up, I guess, what is considered my first video. Maybe somebody will watch this and have something to say about it. I don't know. I hope there was at least a little bit of good information and you enjoyed my little story. Well, be good to each other, be good to yourself.